Tyler BST with Felger and Holly. Mike Felger, Michael Holly going to be giving their takes on the biggest sports stories of the day. Meanwhile, we're going to send it back out to TD Garden, find out who won tonight's Tommy Award as Jrue and Scal. Going to give us that as, once again, the Celtics lost 119-115. Here's Jrue and Scal with the Tommy Award.
All right, Scal, tough result for the Celtics tonight, but who's getting the Tommy Award?
Man, I really loved the way Pritchard came off the bench, and he brought it, knocking down shots. I thought his defense was good. It started early with playground P. Got that shot early on, got the crowd involved, and then he was just banging long three after long three. See the escape dribble. Pritchard was battling all day. We're seeing more and more from Pritchard. So Pritchard knocking down the shots, Pritchard playing the defense, getting us back in the game, building the lead. Pritchard wins the Tommy Award.
There were times when he kept the Celtics in the game, gave them a chance. They had a chance, go to overtime against Atlanta, but lose. Up next, that long West Coast road trip. Taking on the Warriors Monday. Talk to you then.
All right, fellas, thank you. The Tommy Award presented by Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare. This way to better health. A little bit of a...
Luke Cornett got robbed.
Yeah.
Career game, doesn't touch the floor in overtime. I will not stand for this Luke erasure.
Well, Peyton Pritchard gets the Tommy Award, so he's the top of the leaderboard. He's got 8 now. Quick break, we're right back.
Celtics Postgame Live is brought to you in part by Hyundai. With a brand new Hyundai, there's joy in every journey. Live is brought to you in part by John Sewer and Drain Cleaning, the name to know when the drains don't flow.
Check out the latest Celtics Talk podcast for much more on tonight's game. You can scan the QR code on the screen or find your favorite podcasting app or on YouTube. It is presented by 24autogroup.com, 11 locations across New England. Chris Forsberg going
to be some takes on there.
Fired up for that one. Let's get to the Ford Tough play of the game, presented by Ford Trucks, Built Ford Tough. This is back when times were good.
Oh, get that
First
down.
quarter, Derek White to the block.
Oh, what a play.
What a smart play. Falling out of bounds, just going to throw it off the guy who's standing out of bounds.
But look at Trey's reaction, though.
He's just, he knows.
Like, hold on, I'm giving it back to you, but I'm out of bounds.
The hot potato there. All right, so again, that was back when the Celtics, I think, had a 12-point lead after the first quarter. They got up to a pretty good start in this one, but obviously the fourth quarter, Hawks find a way to come back. We kind of went through some of the key plays there. Also in overtime as well, you know, the Hawks making the plays down the stretch. Celtics with opportunities could not get it done. But let's go to Jrue Holiday, who's speaking back at TD Garden, get his thoughts on tonight's game.
Intentional foul? Did you not know what the score was, or?
No, I wasn't intentional foul. Honestly, just trying to keep him going to the basket. It wasn't on purpose.
And then when you got the ball, 14 seconds left on that turnover, is that, like, what was your intent on that play?
Get to JB. It's a bad pass. Pretty much, yeah, it's that simple. Bad pass on my part.
Was there any thought about, like, when you look at that play over again, do you think you should
make a better pass? Make a better pass? Make a better play? I mean, yeah, there's a lot of things could have done differently.
Tough is it to regroup after, having the ball there up 3 and, making some of those mistakes in the overtime?
No, I think we still did a good job of regrouping. I think toward the end of the game, we still had a chance to win. So, did a pretty good job, but I think those last 2 plays, maybe in the end of regulation, I got to be better than that.
What do you think in here after that one?
Excuse me?
What was the mood in here after that one? And just, you guys have had a handful of tough games over the last month or so.
It sucks to lose. I feel like every game we lose is a feeling like this because of the standard that we hold for each other. So, yeah.
What do you think is kind of missing right now during these last few weeks? Like, what's not there?
Today it was just execution. I think we had the game won. Just I gotta make some better plays. I mean, make a better pass to JB, or maybe if I hold on to the ball, get free throws. It's a different situation. I don't foul Trey. We're still up 2. So I think this game is on me, and just execution on my part has to be better.
How challenging is it to address when, some nights it's execution, maybe some nights it's effort and energy? It feels like there's different problems on different nights.
What was the question?
How challenging is it to kind of address what's going on when it is different things on different nights?
I think it's always easy to address the issue. Once you see it, I think as a team we address it and then do our best to fix it.
Do you let things like this linger?
What does linger mean?
Like, does it stick with you?
Stick.
Yeah, but for how long? Like,
That's what I'm
by the end of the night, nah, I'll be fine. We got another one in 2 days. So.
All right, so within those questions, Jrue Holiday asked about, the decision to try to get the ball to Jaylen Brown. He said, obviously there's a couple different things you can do there. When we're watching in real time, what do you like to do on that play typically when you see that?
Go up and get your money, get the paper, because then you go up 5 and then the game is over. But at the same time, if you don't make the decision to take the basket, then you do have to hold on the ball and be strong with it, get fouled, go to the free throw line. But he was just trying to, at least he owned it. He owned it right there. He said he got to be better. He made some bad play. It was a bad pass, and it was a bad pass. I think he was sped up because of their double team, and it was just the way that the game was going. I think the length bothered us on the perimeter. They were physical. They're long. They got a lot of guys that are about 6'7", 6'8", that cause problems. They're very handsy, and so at least he owned it. Man, I would have liked to see him go up and put us up 5, but. I don't get upset at people's decisions because, sometimes what we see is different from what you actually see when you're on the court. You know what I mean? So I don't know what he actually seen, if he was like, oh, I can't get there, or, maybe that's getting blocked. Maybe, I don't know. I got to rewatch that from a different angle instead of the angle that we had because, like I said, maybe he seen something different than what we seen. And it was okay to pull it out, try to milk some clock. If you're going to make that pass, you got to make that pass.
I mean, you think about it. If he goes out and he delivers a crisp pass, it's probably JB gets fouled. If he's at the free throw line, you're taking more time off the clock. I totally get it. I think when he watches the tape, he'll be frustrated that he didn't just go up with the layup. He might not have recognized how much space he had in that moment, which takes away the possibility that you have a bad pass in that situation. The bigger thing is you just can't have that in that moment. You just got to be more crisp. And, Giles, you were saying it, right? Like, Jrue Holiday in the playoffs made every big play against Indiana, was typically, like, rock solid in those moments. Tonight, nobody on this team was good in those moments.
Yeah, and even if he's the one going to the free throw line, who doesn't have the confidence that Jrue Holiday is going to make those 2 free throws in that situation either,
Just need one, really.
I think they're trying to take a little too much time off the clock there. What you got, Eddie?
I was going to say that, I normally don't have an issue with how anybody coaches, and I don't have an issue with how Joe coached, particularly tonight, except was one exception. I thought Luke Cornett was out there having a fantastic game, and he was putting a little bit of different type of pressure on the rim than Keita was. And I think Keita got exposed tonight as far as this, that on the perimeter, they were hunting him down. Yep. And he was in trouble. He put us in rotation a lot of times to where, we were half count late, or we just, or Trae Young was able to get a shot off, and now guys are out of place and things like that. So that's the only thing, because I thought Luke Cornett deserved more minutes tonight.
Yeah, and I thought maybe like Luke had foul trouble or something, but there didn't seem no rhyme or reason for why they're leading so hard on Nemish into overtime. And again, it's one of those things that it's a feel thing probably. And Keita's had good moments against this team. I wonder if Joe was just leaning on him, but he did get put in some tough defensive spots, and it contributed to the fact that the Celtics couldn't put this thing away.
All right, so Luke Cornett was one of the step-up guys going into the game, as was Peyton Pritchard. As we get into tonight's Drain of the Game, brought to you by John Stewart Drain Cleaning, the name to know when the drains don't flow. Pritchard finishing with 20 points. He had 3 threes in the fourth quarter, though.
He was balling. He was balling.
Deep three.
I mean, that one was deep. That one was like different zip code, different area code.
That one.
And it wasn't touching nothing but net.
So Peyton Pritchard coming up with the drain of the game right there with those 3 threes in the fourth quarter. And taking a look now at the step-up bros here tonight, Pritchard and Cornett, who again combined for 37 points. This is presented by the Massachusetts Health Connector. Everyone needs health insurance. If you don't have coverage, time is running out. Open enrollment ends January 23rd, so find your plan at mahealthconnector.org. Pretty good night from these 2 guys. But again, the Celtics fall short, 119-115, the final score at Atlanta in overtime. We'll be back with Celtics post-game.
Blizzard!
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Psych plus.
Celtics Post-Game Live is presented by your New England Ford dealers. Visit buyfordnow.com.
NBC 10 Boston. Phil Perry's going to be talking Celtics, Patriots, and Bruins. It is Sunday at 11:20 p.m. on NBC 10 Boston. Let's get to the dunk and dunk of the game. It's all about the dunk. Again, back when times were good, Jaylen Brown finding Luke Cornett.
Oh, man.
Monster
Career game from Luke.
17 points, 7 rebounds. Got the start. Got it done.
My dude was everywhere, except on the floor in overtime.
All right, here's what's coming up for the Celtics. Another 4-game road trip out west. So you got the Warriors on Monday. The Clippers and Lakers going back-to-back Wednesday, Thursday. Different buildings this time, going back-to-back. First time that they'll do in different
What's
buildings.
it called? The wall with the Clippers?
Free throws?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they'll finish it in Dallas. So there's your 4-game road trip coming up as they get into it. Let's start with the Warriors, though. Warriors been struggling a little bit since the last time the Celtics saw them, when the Warriors got the win over Boston at TD Garden earlier this year. But as always, it's the Warriors. It always comes with a little extra flair to it.
It always does, especially that nasty taste they left in everybody's mouth when they beat us in the NBA Finals. Everybody will never forget that. I know I definitely won't. But you got Steph Curry over there, so whenever you have Steph Curry, your team always has a chance. But they also got Dennis Schroeder.
So Warriors.
He's just gonna lay that out. He's waiting for you.
I didn't know.
I'm just saying. They also got Dennis Schroeder. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going ahead. I'm just saying they also got him. It seems like everywhere he slide, they ain't that good.
Oh, wow. You know what? So this is an interesting team, especially to watch at the deadline. You've heard Steph Curry come out and say, like, oh, don't make any moves to mortgage the future, but also kind of like the last gasp for this group. They just beat the Wolves the other night. They're up on the Washington Wizards with a chance, so they got a little momentum here. And the bigger picture here is, like, they have the Celtics number at times, so a good opportunity for the Celtics to have to dust themselves off, start this trip out. Weird start time, matinee game out there. So Celtics got to be ready.
So this month started off with that 4-game road trip where they went 3-1, and they came back from that. I think the consensus was that's a good result, going 3-1 on that road trip. Can they go out there and go 3-1 on this road trip? And how badly do they need that right now?
They need 4-0, baby.
I think they could be 4-0 on this road trip. If they come together and they have the right mindset and they come out and play together, but it has to start with their defense. They got to be connected on the defensive end because that always translates to them playing good offense. We've seen it all year long. I've been talking about it. So if they go out there with the mindset of, hey, we're going to stop guys first, and that's what we're going to really lock in on, I think we come away 4-0. And then we'll be feeling damn good about that road trip and about what's going into the All-Star break.
Toughest game is the first one to me, right? Like, because you got to dust yourself off of this one. You got to fly tomorrow, 6 hours to San Francisco, and be ready for a 2 o'clock game.
Yeah, 2 p.m. Pacific time.
So, and the Celtics, for whatever reasons, matinees have not been friendly to them. Whether it's just a little rust at the start or having to kind of work through those the off schedule. So, just gonna have to figure out a way, and especially with the bad taste from this one, I hope they're ready to play a little bit more crisp because you're not going to get away with it against that team.
Okay. Again, they've been pretty good on the road. So maybe that'll help here as they go on this 4-game road trip, starting with Golden State. And we're, of course, going to be here on Monday. Our coverage starts at 4 o'clock with Celtics pregame live, brought to you by TD Bank as we get you set for the Celtics and the Warriors. Stay with us after the game for highlights and player and coach reaction on Celtics postgame live, presented by your New England Ford dealers. Remember, you can stream all of our coverage on the NBC Sports app and NBCSportsBoston.com. The Celtics live stream is presented by your New England Cadillac dealers. Elevate your style in a Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the Boston Celtics. All right, this was one where Celtics up 10 with 10 minutes to go in the fourth. Had a chance to go up 5 with 15 seconds to go, but instead Atlanta finds a way to take this one from the Celtics in overtime. C's fall to 29-13 on the season. It's going to do for Celtics postgame. Plus, we'll talk to you on Monday.